Hey everybody, we're back again, and this time we're going to be talking about more about what the right hand is going to be doing on the guitar rather than the left hand. Now we're not talking about finger picking or anything like that. We're talking about just basic strumming action. You know, we covered things on how to get your left hand more coordinated on the fingerboard and how to more accurately form your chords and things. And this time we're going to talk about what your right hand does when you're strumming. Now this is all reversed, of course, for a left-handed guitarist, whose left hand will be strumming and right hand will be operating on the fingerboard. So that's a whole different aspect for them, but just switched over. So essentially what you've got going on here is you've got a drum, for lack of a better word. I use that phrase a lot, lack of a better word, and I'm going to start dinging myself for doing it. So you're hitting things with this hand. Right? It's essentially a percussion instrument. And this percussion instrument keeps the beat of the music as accurately as it possibly can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a fairly simple concept, but can be very, very complicated when you actually put it into practice, because once again, the things that are intuitive to us to do when we're strumming sometimes aren't the right things to do. And one reason for that is that the human being wants to be efficient. We don't want to waste motion, not because we're lazy, it's because we just like to make sure things get done in an efficient manner. And there are times when you're playing the guitar when you'll be making strokes that won't be, or strums that won't be used. Like in the case of this, of just doing down, 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 1, 2, 3, 4. What's happening is we're actually moving in an up strum, but we're not using it. We're resetting for the next beat. And that is essentially what strumming will be for you. Every single strum, essentially, I mean, there are some very rare cases, but most strums, and almost all of them, follow the beat of the music, and your hand becomes like a human metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The ands of the beats are up strums. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and if we were being the most efficient, we would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and move our hand as little as possible. It's not the way it works. You have to keep a steady rhythm. Down strums sound different than up strum. Up, down. Yeah. You get that high-pitched thing at the end. You get more strength at the bottom. Really good strummers, you can hardly tell the difference between their strums. You'll hear it. I'm not one of them, but I, reasonably capable, but not an expert by any means. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn to keep the beat to the music. All right. So stay tuned for a second. I'll be right back. All right. We are now going to be looking at how your right hand functions on the guitar. And basically, you become a human metronome when you're playing the guitar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Playing on the down beats. Down strums are down beats. Now I can do that with relative ease. We're going to use the G chord for most of this again, just like the last video. And I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, 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 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You did a little bit of this in the last video, but now we're going to start adding up strums to this beat. And those come on the middle of the beat. So essentially 1, 2, 3, 4 are quarter notes in musical terms. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a 4-beat measure. That's each note gets 1 beat. 4, 4. Now, there are notes in between all those. Those are called eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you're going to be using your up strum to cover those beats. Now, what we're going to do this time is we're going to do an up strum on the second and the fourth beat. So it's going to count like 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and, or down, down, up, down, down, up. Down, down, up, down, down, up. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. Very, very simple, easy strum. Once you get the hang of it, you got to practice it and get it better. Now, where things get difficult is some of the more interesting strums, like I'm sure all of you know the song Brown Eyed Girl, possibly, or maybe what is the one by Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine. It uses a strum that doesn't strum on one of the downbeats. Now, I like to refer to those as ghost strums, but I don't know if that's the proper term. Phantom strums, but you're going to be passing over the strings on a downbeat and not hitting them, which can be fairly difficult, okay? So this particular strum, I think an easy way to get a handle on it is to do this. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so you are actually at that point hitting the downbeat on the third beat. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then once that becomes comfortable, I want you to do the best you can to try to pass over the strings without touching them on the third beat and continue on. So it's going to feel like this. 1, 2 and 4 and 1, 2 and 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2 and ghost up, down, up, 1. There's a song by Megan Trainor too that kind of follows the speed. If you look on a website like Ultimate Guitar and find the tab for that, you'll see the song has a down, down, up, down, up strum. That's exactly what that strum is telling you to do. Down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2 and 4 and 1, 2 and 4 and. Very, very common strum, like a song like Brown Eyed Girl. Or Sweet Child of Mine. Really common strum. Probably became popular because there's at least space for drums to play and things in music, and it provides a little syncopation, which is the term we use for when playing on the offbeat. Provides a little more emphasis on the offbeats on the music. But those are the strums I think you should probably work on. There's another one too that I'm going to include. Probably I'm going to make a little document, or I'll put it up here on the top. Maybe I'll try to put the video up here, where you're going to play a low note on a string. G strum, bass note strum, bass note strum, bass strum. 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 2 and 3. Remember, your hand is a rhythmic instrument at this point. Boom, 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 boom. Down, down, down. The up strums are up strums. The up strums are up strums. That's a genius thing to say. The up beats are up strums. And getting comfortable passing over the strings without hitting them at the appropriate time, so that your hand remains in constant motion. You're always moving. Even on a song like, oh, that's such a corny song. What is it? The Every Rose Has Its Thorn has like a. Keeping that beat. Keep yourself moving. Keep a tempo with your hand. And eventually all this will start to make sense, and all of a sudden you'll be playing great music with just those 4 chords that we already know and some easy strums. There's a million songs you can play with these things, and I hope that you practice, 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 because that's the only way you're ever going to get any better at this, is just put the time in. Shredders call it wood shedding, like you're just out there practicing, and you don't stop until you get something right. All right? Well, good luck, and I hope this goes well, and see you next time. Bye.